Hi, this is Bob McElligott, and I had the chance to host an exclusive conversation between Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno and Blue Jackets season ticket holders as part of our Hockey from Home presented by Nationwide. Now, our season ticket holders were allowed to ask Nick any question they wanted to. Here's a glimpse of what we covered.
All right, this is Hockey from Home. It's presented by Nationwide. Bob McElligott joined by Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno. And, of course, Fox Sports Ohio just reran that four-game sweep over the Tampa Bay Lightning from last spring, last week. So Matthew Noblet has this question. He says, I was watching that Tampa series and forgotten how angry you were when Steven Stamkos hit you with a cheap shot punch. Have you made up, or is there still a grudge?
Oh, there's always going to be a grudge. I have a grudge with every other guy on any other team. Doesn't matter if it's him. So, yeah, that one, I reliving it and rewatching. I actually was able to watch a lot of those games. I mean, I had a lot of time in my hands, so it was fun to relive that. Just actually from a backseat perspective, I haven't really watched the series from that kind of a viewpoint. So it was fun to just see the crowd and the lead up to every game and what went on. Some of the things you miss because you're so consumed and what's going on. So. Yeah, that one definitely fired me up when he punched me like that, and it's something you'll always remember if you ever have a chance to repay. It's a funny sport. Usually it'll present itself, so we'll see.
Here's a question that says, besides being a leader, what else makes you a captain?
I don't know. That's such a hard one for me because I don't look at it as a title. So, I just think that a part of being a leader is relationships and understanding your role within a team. And just because I wear the C, there's so many guys that lead in different ways, and so for me that's such a loaded question because the captaincy is not what it means to me. If you told me that you were stripping of it, I would still know that I had the respect of my teammates and my peers and the organization. That means more to me. So I guess it's just how you handle yourself and the values that you hold. I think that rings true for whether you're on the hockey rink or in real life. The values that you withhold every day are what really matters. So I don't judge myself by a hockey captain. I judge myself as a father, a husband, a son, a teammate, a friend, and I try to be the best at that. And if I can do that, and people respect what I'm trying to do and know it's for the right reasons, then I can go to my pillow every night and sleep well.
Hey, we were talking about Tampa a moment ago, that series, and Philip Astis says he wants to say thank you from a fan in section 104, row G. He's got 4 seats there, and has had him since 1997.
Come
3
on.
years before the team. Yeah, 3 years before our first game was played. But he says, how can you leverage the positive reality that the playoff sweep over Tampa had last year, that it was done almost entirely by players that still remain on this roster today? How do you and John Tortorella use that reality, winning a series like that going forward?
That's a good question. I think, anytime you can win in the postseason, it just gives your team so much experience and confidence going forward. So I think that's what I loved, is that we're still a young team when you look at relative to everybody else in the league. And to have that experience and have that success, I think it showed our team the path that we're on is the correct one. And now it's taken another step. That's how Torts is. It's great we got here, guys, but we got to get here. So we got to work to continue to just take steps to get there. And we fell short against Boston. Here's why. So now let's learn from that. So as much as we talk about the Tampa series, and I think it was such a great moment for our organization because it showed this grind that we've been on. This journey that we've gone on since I got here, even. To get a series win and to show that we're on the right path and we're doing the things right. I think it brought everybody in, and now it's okay. Well, what can we do now to get past the Boston? What can we do now to become Stanley Cup champions? And so the goal is never to win one round. It's to get past those guys. So I think that's the kind of the mentality and the mindset that we're using is that's great, wonderful, but it's over and done with. And we didn't get our end result that we wanted. So where can we improve? And I think the experience that every guy gained from winning that series and the confidence shows that, okay, we can win. All right, we got to sharpen up here. Okay, we need this more. And so when every guy starts looking internally at what they can bring more, your overall result of your team is going to get better. And I think that's what that brought out of us is I love that feeling of winning. I want that more. And, falling short against Boston, all right, let's pick up right where we left off. And we felt like we had that mindset going into this season. It's a real reason why we're in the playoff spot right now.
And actually, if you go back a year prior, when you talk about experience, you were up 2-0 on Washington, and that series got away from you. you come back this past year, you're up 2-0 and really knew how you had to handle that situation. So when you're talking about that playoff experience, I think that's a pretty good example right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a great point by you. And that's something we talked about in the room before game 3. We've been in this spot. We know what we did wrong. Let's rectify it. And we found a way to get a big win in game 3 and then took it right into game 4. And that's the growth that you're seeing from we're finding a way to finish the job, and not just be happy we got there. It's no, get the job done. And that's so important in the playoffs, because you let a team hang around and, look what happens. So we've learned our lesson, and now it's about putting that to good use, hopefully this next playoff.
All right. Charlie is 15 years old and would like to know, what is the most memorable goal of your career?
Oh man. Probably the game-winning one, game 3. Yeah, game 3. I'm trying to remember what game it was so long ago. Game 3 at home. I think just more because I was able to deliver. I was injured the first 2 games. So I was able to, or game 4 then. It was game 4. Sorry. Game 3. I don't even know what game it was. Game 4. I was able to deliver a first home win at home, our first win at home for the organization. I think that was such a great feeling to do that with the fans. Not even about my goal. I think just that part, just to see the elation of everyone and how excited we were. I know Matt Calvert had won us the game in Pitt. And so to come home and then win game 4 to send it back to Pittsburgh and tied 2-2. I think it was just such an unreal feeling to see how long our fans had waited to experience that and to do it with them. One of the biggest goals of my life at the time, of probably one of the biggest moments in our organization's history. So I was really proud of that, to be able to do that, but just to be there with my teammates too. I mean, that's, RJ Emberger makes an unbelievable play to kind of get it over to me, and all the lead up. Doobie scores an incredible goal to kind of send it into overtime, and just so many great moments in that time. And it was just, it was a lot of fun.
How many times have you rewatched that goal?
Well, not enough, because I couldn't even tell you what game it was. So I should remember these things. I've been quarantined a long time. No, but yeah, I mean, I've watched it a few times. I think the call, I don't know if a lot of people know this. My dad scored a overtime goal in his career, and Bob Cole, famous announcer in Canada, especially Hockey Night Canada, he announced his goal and did the exact same announcing of mine. It was weird. I don't know if he meant to do it, but he said, "Scores, Foligno scores," an exact same way. And somebody played them together at the same time, and it gave me chills. I think as a kid, I remember saying that comment, when I remember my dad scored. So in the driveway, I would do that exact same thing and say Bob Cole's thing. And to have him say that about my goal just came full circle. And just it made the moment almost bigger than it was in my eyes as a kid. It's the moment you dream about. I wish it was a game 7 of a Stanley Cup Finals, but it was a big moment in our team's time. And just to hear him say that and have that memory of my dad was really special.
Thanks for answering the questions. It's always fun. Personally, I love talking to you because you're so open and honest and fun, just like that. So appreciate the time again, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody. I mean, I know it's a tough time, but stay with us and stay safe, most importantly, and know that we'll get through this together. So honestly, from all of us, we miss seeing you guys and we miss being out there with you, but we appreciate the support immensely, and we'll make sure we make it up to you when we get back out there. All right. And you too, Bob. I love you too. I miss your face.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it. Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno. I'm Bob McElligott. Thanks for joining us today for Hockey from Home, presented by Nationwide.
Are you interested in joining future exclusive Hockey from Home discussions? It's not too late to become a Blue Jackets season ticket holder. Just go to bluejackets.com/tickets.